Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Arts and Star Wars. Well, welcome to episode 9. The truth revealed. Most of you will probably have questions about last episode, the way I depicted, it like that to be more, I know it made no sense, but I did it that way to give it more oomph. And you gotta see this from the human's point of view. Like I said this in the last video, to regular humans, it looks like gods are battling, basically. Supernatural powers and all. So, because of this, they're gonna over-exaggerate on how they tell the story. So, here we go. Episode 9. The truth revealed. The attack on Earth wasn't random. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a rogue faction. It was something far more dangerous. The first clue, satellites in orbit. Oh, my leg fell asleep. Ugh. Okay, where was I? First clue, satellites in orbit began to scan the surface of the planet to find whatever he was talking about. They found a ruin buried deep within the surface. Scientists gather and dig and dig and dig deep. They have found... Oh, Jesus. I forgot I put that there. Deep. They found it. Deep inside the shattered remains of a destroyed ruins, investigators find a strange signature scorched onto the walls. A mark burned by a crimson blade. Bladed weapon. A blade that cut through alloy like fabric. A blade no human civilization has ever wielded. A blade the alien envoys refused to speak about. The scientists, soldiers, and world leaders started whispering the same terrifying question. Are the Sith real? But the aliens finally broke their silence. The envoy speaks. Yes, they did see the thing. However, they're like, humans, you met this person. You could literally show something to them and they would still deny its existence. So, yes, that's why I wanted this to be super realistic, and apparently it's a little too realistic now. You know who you are. The aliens finally broke their silence. The envoy spoke. On board humanity's Joint Orbiter Council Station, the envoys appeared, faces solemn, voices trembling. We feared this, the lead envoy said. The ones who attacked you were not space pirates. They were not mercenaries. They were not wanderers. They are exiled force wielders. Another added, not Sith, not Jedi, but something older. This shocked the council. Older than the Jedi, the president of Earth asked. Yes, the envoy replied. Older than balance. Older than order. They were cast out by the early Jedi millennia ago. They became something darker, something broken. The humans asked the next question. Will the Jedi get involved? The envoys exchanged a look. Hold on, I'm gonna have to pause this real quick. How do I click pause? Nope. I guess I'm gonna have to finish this and figure out what that smell is, because there's a weird smell coming from downstairs. Okay, where was I? But something older shocked the council. Older than the Jedi, President. Yes, the envoy replied. Older than the balance, older. Something broken. The humans asked the next question. Will the Jedi get involved? The envoys exchanged a look. And then the truth dropped like an asteroid. The Jedi already know. The Jedi have sensed the disturbance. They've watched. They're watching. They're deciding whether your species is ready. Ready for what humanity asked. For the galaxy, the envoy whispered, for its wars, for its politics, for its ancient conflict that never died. The council fell silent. Humanity had spent the last decade believing it was rising, evolving, becoming something greater. But now they realized they were stepping into the middle of a war older than their own recorded history. A message arrived. The next day, every major world government received an encoded transmission. A calm, resonant voice measured discipline. We are aware that what has happened. We are aware of who attacked you. Do not act in fear. Do not strike blindly. The Force is with your world more than you know. Then the message ended with a single phrase that chilled every listener. A Jedi will come, but not alone, because as Jedi prepared to intervene, the exiled Force wielders were already preparing for their next move. What the fuck was that? I think my house is haunted. Okay, where was I? Preparing for the next move. Humanity was entering the galaxy's ancient shadow war, and this time Earth was no longer an observer. It was a target. God damn. I have no idea why, wow. This episode was harder than the others. Well, see you guys next time.